I received a question about Plato's divided line, which is something like this. I can't quite seem to grasp what separates one area or the different levels of knowledge from another. I can understand the difference between an image of a pyramid in my mind and the actual pyramid, but I don't understand what Plato is, how he's differentiating how these levels work. Well, I think maybe the text is maybe not as clear as it could be. Stage 1 on page 35, at the bottom of the line there is imagination, which apprehends only images, that is the shadows in the cave. This is the lowest type of knowledge and being. Actually, it's the lowest area or way in which we can apprehend things, and that is through opinion. As you see, Plato divides the divided line, and he shows the upper half is knowledge and the lower half is opinion. So when we're dealing with images, we're seeing an image, we're seeing a photograph, we're seeing a movie, we are apprehending images of things. And this is obviously a different experience than when we see something in real life, which Plato likens to belief. So it's another form of opinion. So we have a belief about something. We haven't yet risen to knowledge. But if you can see that imagining something in your mind and then seeing something are two different kinds of experiences, two ways of apprehending things, experiences that are in the world, then you understand what Plato is trying to get at, I think. He's making an analogy between that experience, imagining something or looking at an image, and actually seeing something, and the other higher levels that belong in the realm of knowledge, these two upper levels. So he's saying that there's a whole other area, the realm of real knowledge, that we usually don't even acknowledge. And the first level of that is called understanding, in which we deal with the images, so to speak, of, for example, lines and squares and planes, mathematical objects. We deal with those in the same way that we can deal with images in the real world. In the realm of knowledge, we have images that we work with to try to understand things at a deeper level. He calls that the level of understanding. We haven't yet risen to the highest level, which he calls dialectic or episteme, which is grasping those things as they really are, understanding their real essence or form. So I haven't yet understood what a plane is, what a line is, the real ultimate thing that it is, which I understand at a lower level by using figures in my mind, trying to understand formulas in my mind, and not rising to that higher level. Now, rising to that higher level, that sounds a little odd. Aristotle had a problem with that. You can imagine his epistemology and metaphysics as being like Plato, but without that higher level. He thinks the scientific knowledge is more or less the end of it. Plato's idea is that if we discuss justice in the abstract often enough and deeply enough, we eventually come to know what justice is, the form of justice. The same with beauty, goodness. And of course the good is the highest of all the forms. And this last phase is almost religious, as I've explained a number of times. So we're not quite sure what he meant by it, but he seems to indicate that there is a level above our scientific understanding to which the human mind is capable of rising. So those are the four levels. There's four different kinds of objects that are matched with each kinds of level of apprehension that the human mind is capable of. So the forms, the mathematical objects, the physical objects, and then the images. So think of Plato as describing this upward way in which your thought becomes gradually more and more abstract until you rise into something which is you confront, apprehend, visualize, contact, if you will, these ultimate forms that are the real constituents of being. I hope that helps.